Go.
How's it going, everybody? It's Dr. Jeff here in Costa Rica. So, a big part of what we do at Rythmia here is that we help people connect with themselves. We provide a program where you can merge with your soul and you can finally, probably for the first time since you were a little kid, you can actually be the authentic you. Because what happens when we're kids is that, we're trying to survive and get our needs met and just get through life, and something happens and we feel that it's unsafe to be our true self, and then we dissociate. And that's a term that gets thrown around a lot. Most people don't understand what it means. Dissociation is there's a mild version, then there's a very extreme version. Most people are somewhere in the middle and or to the lower end. And what that means is that I'm not totally connected to myself because I'm hyper vigilant. That means I'm aware of everything around me. And I can't be present with myself when I'm in that state, because that's a fight or flight stance. And so if I'm always feeling like I'm under attack, or that things are unknown or unpredictable, or things are scary, then I'm always going to be like on guard. And if I learned that from a child all the way up until now, then I don't really know who I am. And I'm easily triggered into that state. And for some of us, we've been in that dissociated state 24/7, 365 for decades. And what we're trying to do at Rhythmia is help you understand that concept, see what you've been showing the world, and then through our program and the way that we set intentions and through our different modalities that we have, which one of them is plant medicine, we help you connect with yourself and merge back to the true you. And that process allows for a lot of healing to happen, and a lot of moments of clarity, and a lot of empowerment. Because, what I think happens in society these days when people aren't really aware, or they're just not being vigilant, is that they allow themselves to be divided. They allow themselves to be um, told what to do. And some of us like that because, it's easier to be told what to do. But then it goes down this road where eventually we don't have any empowerment at all. And we're under the attack of just corporations, and maybe big pharmaceutical, and maybe government, and maybe family, and maybe our job, and maybe our community. All of a sudden, we're just like flying in the wind, sort of unhinged. So what we're trying to do at Rhythmia, which is a very successful program, we have 100% success rate most of the weeks that people are here, is that we're helping you realize who you really are, and let's stop the division of self. We're talking about a dissociative split that's been going on for a very long time. We want you to connect back to you. We call it being personally sovereign. And sovereignty is a really big issue, very important issue. And I trained in Hawaii as a mental health therapist with an agency that had a contract with the Department of Health. And my goal back then was to help individuals become sovereign people. And in Hawaii, sovereignty is a really big deal because of all the politics and things that have gone on there in the last 100 years or less. It's kind of recent what happened in Hawaii. So we want to help you see that being dissociated leads to addiction. Being dissociated leads to mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Being dissociated is a result of having trauma. Now, what does that even mean, trauma? Well, when you go through something scary, or something that's very, very, very hard or abusive, to be present in that moment with your own emotions is dangerous. Because if I'm present with my emotions during a traumatic event, I'm scared, I'm worried, I'm confused, I'm angry, all these things, those emotions blind my ability to either run away and be safe, or to fight and get through it. So we kick into a fight or flight response in those moments under trauma. And military vets know all about this because they're in that as adults all the time. And so what happens is, when I'm in this state of shock or dissociative sort of event that happens because of trauma, my emotions get pushed away, as they should, because I need to survive. And those emotions go into parts of the brain and parts of our consciousness where they're stored up and held up to be dealt with later. Now, a lot of us, most of us, don't ever deal with those emotions later. They just sit there and they fester and they grow. Next thing you know, the little sort of triggering moment of somebody that I don't know at a table throws me into this panic because I'm so on edge with past historical emotions that I've built up about being vulnerable that I get really nervous and I have social anxiety as a result. And people say, well, just get over it. What's wrong with you? There's no problem with meeting new people. Well, that's not what it's about. It's not about the moment you're in. It's about the buildup of historical emotions that you've never dealt with. So, what are we doing here at Rythmia in Costa Rica? We're helping you see these patterns in your life, and we're helping give you the tools so you can overcome these things and move forward in life in a way that's really beneficial for you and creates happiness and empowerment. And as I said earlier, sovereignty. So, I look forward to meeting you down here. Costa Rica is an amazing country. Book your stay as soon as you can.